Miss Carter was originally at the main table.
Now it isn't. Some women get divorced and still expect the main table. Bold.
A proper woman doesn't need to be reminded where she belongs.
Thanks for the reminder. I'm here because the project invited me, not because a family name allowed it. You married for money. Don't cosplay independence now.
You're right. Back then I was too broke to choose the form of humiliation. But I earned my seat tonight. She did.
Project results don't buy social standing.
Actually, they do. Who changed the seating?
I did. It suits her better.
Haley Carter is a key researcher on this project. You are not involved in project decisions. Sit here.
I don't need you to prove I belong.
I'm correcting one. Mr. Sterling, are you getting back with your ex-wife? The contract's over. Sign it.
Today is our 3rd anniversary.
The compensation has been transferred in.
So this is how you celebrate?
We agreed on this from the beginning.
We agreed the marriage would end, not that you'd talk to me like I was never human.
Emotion doesn't change terms.
Right. Turning people into terms, that's your specialty.
If you'd like, we can review the...
No need. I can read. 3 years. You never acknowledged me in public. Now suddenly we're official. Congratulations, you're free.
Your luggage has been...
Packed. Like expired paperwork.
Haley, are you coming home for dinner?
Yeah, I'm coming home. 3 years ago, I sold a marriage, not my dignity.
Haley Carter, you got in. St. Matthew Medical Center wants you on the project.
Dumped ex-wife cashes out.
I did it.
It's better this way, really.
Mom, I got into St. Matthew.
Really? Haley, really? Full placement. I get to stay in transitional medicine.
My divorce isn't a market performance.
In the Sterling family, everything counts.
Heard you finally cleaned up that inconvenient marriage.
The St. Matthew project is live. Investor list just went public.
Lead investor, Cason Biotech.
What?
Mom, you knew that name, didn't you? What is it? Your ex on the list too?
Move tomorrow's project meeting up.
Our investor representative is here. Let's begin.
You look pale. You know him?
Not anymore.
Cason expects efficiency, not drama.
The ex-wife who got paid to leave, right? I'm Haley Carter, new project fellow. Cute answer, not the question.
Miss Hart, this is a professional meeting.
I'm just checking for conflict of interest issues.
There isn't.
You're sure?
I'm sure you have no authority over this project.
Haley, your opening statement.
If we only look at polished outcomes and ignore anomalies, that's not medicine. That's packaging.
From now on, keep work and private life separate. You should do the same.
I'll do it better than you ever did. No, this isn't my data bait.
Presentation starts in 10.
The labels were switched. Someone tampered with the rack. You're not crashing in your first week, are you, Dr. Carter? You here to help or just enjoy the show, Mrs. Hart? Someone who got in through marriage, planning to keep her job the same way? I got here on merit. Then let merit save you.
What the hell is this? System log says you edited it last night.
So not sabotage, incompetence. Give me 30 seconds.
Technical review. Now.
This delays the board review.
Then they can wait.
I don't need you to rescue me.
I'm protecting the project. A temporary visitor badge accessed storage last night.
Who approved the badge?
Approval note says Hart guest access.
No way.
That file cannot leave the room.
I just need one look. Why was my mother put under clinical observation?
The record is incomplete.
Incomplete or cleaned up?
I don't know.
You were at Sterling Hospital.
Who gave you that?
Mom, I'm asking why.
It was a long time ago. Leave it alone.
Because of a long time ago, I got trapped in that family for 3 years.
Perfect timing.
You checked the records.
So you knew.
I knew your mother received support from the Family Foundation.
I'm asking about clinical observation. There it is again. Silence, your family's favorite language.
I'm afraid they'll ruin you again.
If you keep digging, it'll get dangerous.
Then tell me the truth.
Miss Carter was originally at the main table.
Now it isn't. Some women get divorced and still expect the main table. Bold.
A proper woman doesn't need to be reminded where she belongs.
Thanks for the reminder. I'm here because the project invited me, not because a family name allowed it. You married for money. Don't cosplay independence now.
You're right. Back then I was too broke to choose the form of humiliation. But I earned my seat tonight. She did.
Project results don't buy social standing.
Actually, they do. Who changed the seating?
I did. It suits her better.
Haley Carter is a key researcher on this project. You are not involved in project decisions. Sit here.
I don't need you to prove I belong.
I'm correcting one. Mr. Sterling, are you getting back with your ex-wife?
You think she's still here because of him?
Don't. She's good.
You present this afternoon.
Professor, the timing is rough.
Then let competence talk.
Take the trend down. All reposts too.
The source looks like a private PR office, not random media.
Today I'm not discussing my marriage, I'm discussing data. This adverse response cluster was missed 3 times by standard modeling.
Does your personal relationship with the investor affect your conclusions?
It makes me more aware than anyone of what kind of illusion capital prefers. Which is exactly why I'll watch it harder.
Your team seeded the story.
I'm managing risk.
She is not a risk. I said stop targeting her.
You're raising your voice at me over an ex-wife?
You crossed a line.
I'm protecting you.
You people always call control protection.
Haley!
Why are you here?
Eat.
I don't need it.
You need rest.
We're divorced, remember?
I remember.
Then remember this too. We don't have the right to take care of each other anymore.
Maybe not the right. The habit is still there.
Your habits showed up too late for me. Vanessa. Time to clean up old business. From our overseas strategic team, Vanessa Blake. Still allergic to applause?
Still making an entrance?
Finally, someone who actually fits next to him. Haley Carter. I've heard a lot about you. Mostly from him, or from the gossip. Little of both. You don't seem happy to see me. You don't look like you came to reminisce. About your marriage to Aiden. I am sorry. Sorry for what? Back then, I was the one who suggested he marry someone uncomplicated. What did you just say?
He needed the married image for succession, and you happen to need money.
So to you people, I was just a convenient option.
At least your mother survived.
How do you know about my mother?
Did you really think your mother's illness was just a coincidence?
What did Vanessa tell you?
This.
That's the foundation covering treatment costs.
Before I signed the contract, why did they pay?
Because
Because you don't know, or because you know and won't say?
Got it. Your family paid first, then arranged the marriage. That's not help. That's settlement.
I never married you to hurt you.
But you did.
Don't come over today.
Why?
I just want some time alone.
You're upset. Don't drive alone.
Don't do that thing again, reaching only when I'm already falling.
Haley Carter.
What is this?
Who sent this?
You tell me.
That is not my mother's handwriting. Even the stroke endings are different.
Your family's good at burning records, but the forged signature? Sloppy.
Don't do this alone.
Your family didn't do this alone either. I need the original clinical observation files from Sterling Hospital 3 years ago.
The file has been withdrawn.
By whom?
Board-level authorization.
If this is real, this isn't simple malpractice.
I know.
Digging into Sterling's past projects will get dangerous. Immediate family monitoring subject? Who?
No. I was on the list too.
I've never seen this.
Where did you get this? Does that matter? What matters is why my name is on it too.
You were young.
I'm not a child now. Tell me. Back then, there was a reaction. What reaction? They switched my medication. I started convulsing, couldn't breathe. You were crying outside, and they took you in for evaluation too.
So I'm on the list because of that incident.
They said it was routine observation.
What your family owes her is more than a marriage.
I didn't know you were listed too.
But you knew something happened to my mother. The worst thing about you isn't lying. It's how you turn not asking into innocence. I recorded the meeting when the hospital and foundation came to negotiate.
We can offer treatment funding and a marriage arrangement.
The affected family must be handled appropriately.
So it was real.
I never heard this recording.
But you married me.
I knew the family arranged the marriage and financial support.
But you never asked why. I spent 3 years wondering if there was even 1 second when you actually wanted to marry me.
Later, there was.
Too late.
The vice president of the hospital will handle the records.
Vice president. One of the people who negotiated with me was a female doctor.
My aunt, Dr. Catherine Sterling.
So my marriage wasn't just for your succession image. It was hush money for your family's scandal.
I'll get the truth.
You owe me that. But not for me.
1, 2, 5, not isolated. It was bulk deletion. This isn't cleanup, it's erasion.
Vice President, why were records from the incident 3 years ago deleted?
Hospital records are managed under protocol.
Do protocols forge signatures too?
Mrs. Carter, you're being emotional.
You people love that word.
Without evidence, don't perform victimism in my hospital.
This is a hospital, not your cleanup site.
If Sterling hadn't stepped in, your mother might not have survived.
So I should thank you for selling me with better packaging?
You confronted my aunt.
You finally going to choose a side?
I didn't look deeper. That was my failure.
That's not failure. That's complicity. I'm requesting recusal from all case and related work.
You can't.
She's leading the forum? Isn't that a liability?
I heard she's been emotionally unstable. Trauma affects judgment. We should be compassionate. Thanks. Your compassion prints fast. If you can't handle it, step aside. You in a rush because I might fail, or because I might say what I'm not supposed to? No one is trying to hurt you. That's exactly what people say before they hurt you. This adverse event drop is way too clean. What do you think?
Could be smoothing after sample expansion?
No. Weeks 7 and 9 spike in the raw data, but the summary graph flattens them.
Maybe a visualization error.
Are you guessing, or do you know? What the hell? Good thing I backed it up first. Board office.
Someone altered the endpoint thresholds.
Not just the graph. Even the adverse event grades were downgraded.
This is no longer presentation punishing, this is fraud.
Then let's stop chasing them. Let them come to me.
Draw them out?
I leak just enough to make them think I only have half the proof.
You're becoming very dangerous.
Close call last night. I only got half the files back.
You're gonna report it?
Maybe I wait. Maybe they come back to finish the job.
I put security on your lab.
Remove them.
They're already wiping your files.
Every time your family says it's not control, it turns into exactly that.
I'm trying to protect you.
Of course it's you.
Explain.
I was asked to verify data.
At night, off log with remote deletion, you call that verification?
My sister's treatment is at a Kaysen hospital.
So you sold me.
They said if I didn't cooperate, her treatment slot would disappear.
Faking risk data gets people killed.
I know, but I didn't have a choice.
Every participant says that. Then I'll take the footage to Dr. Lin and compliance.
Vanessa!
How did she keep you in line? I've only been helping clean up your family's mess.
Don't call manipulating teach you your sense of being protection.
So you found that. It was the incident settlement plan. And yes, he signed it. You signed it.
Yes.
And you still want to say you knew nothing?
I signed what I was told was a family support and PR stabilization file.
That sounds like every suited man after he signs off on something dirty.
I didn't see the full chain.
Because you never looked. It's not that you didn't know. It's that you didn't want to know.
If I had known the marriage was tied to suppressing the incident...
But you never checked. Because I carried the marriage, you got the succession.
I regret it now.
You know why she made sure I saw this today? Because she knew once I found out you signed it, I'd never put feelings above truth again.
I'll pull every internal file I can find.
Do whatever you want. But from this moment on, you are not the person I want to believe.
You actually filed the supplemental risk report?
Yes.
This could blow up the entire forum.
Then let's not blow up only half of it. The old incident, current data polishing, the deletion trail, it's all here.
They'll come after you.
Haven't they already?
Who allowed her to submit this?
It hasn't cleared final review. It may still be withdrawn.
Remove her speaking slot.
Pressure the medical center to replace her.
No one touches her.
You've stopped knocking before family meetings, too?
She submitted a risk report, not gossip. She is attacking the investor. If it's false, refute it with evidence. If it's true, you have even less right to silence her. This gives you my independent security access and private number.
Where you stand is no longer the condition for what I do.
Ms. Carter, your mother's condition just turned critical.
What happened to my mother? Please stay back. She was stable yesterday.
She had acute respiratory deterioration this afternoon. Several markers spiked.
What about her medication? Was it changed?
There was a temporary adjustment.
Who approved it?
That needs verification.
Verification? That's my mother! Don't touch me. Check the surveillance.
Pull today's ward footage, order changes, and medication approval chain now.
2 hours after you filed the report, hospital executives held an emergency meeting.
And then my mother crashed. They're using her to warn me.
I'll pull the meeting records and back up the surveillance.
She's stable for now.
Go public. Don't compromise for me again.
Mom, you don't have to do this now.
If not now, never.
Okay. Take your time.
That day, they said the new drug would stabilize me faster. But after they gave it to me, I started convulsing. I couldn't breathe.
What did the hospital say? First, they called it a complication. Then they said it was a documentation issue. Then they came to make a deal.
They said they'd cover the treatment. If I signed the confidentiality papers and stopped asking questions, Haley's future would be taken care of.
And that future was the marriage?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me?
I'd rather you hate me for letting you marry a cold man than know you were sold into that house.
Mom, I'm going to use this. I'm taking it public.
You are not anyone's settlement plan.
This has what you really need.
They really did it.
Record deletion orders, financial transfers, risk PR budgets, they're all in there.
When did you get this?
After I started suspecting.
But you kept it to yourself.
Yes.
Why?
Because once I tore it open completely, Sterling would collapse.
There it is. Honesty.
I used to think that as long as I didn't make it worse, I was being responsible. Now I know that was cowardice.
Giving this to me means betraying your entire family.
They betrayed the truth first.
You removed internal audit files.
Yes.
Do you understand what you're destroying?
I'm not destroying it. What you buried finally rotted through.
As of now, all your board privileges are suspended. Your heir status is suspended, effective immediately.
Give me the overseas placement, and I'll help package the family problem. Contract wife.
She didn't suggest it. She designed it.
She was part of it.
Then let's make her walk herself into it. I'm surprised you still wanted to see me, because I realized you matter more than I thought. Important how? I have some material, but it's incomplete. What kind of material? The cleanup chain after the incident 3 years ago. You suspect me? I'm deciding whether your name belongs in the report. I may have said immature things back then, but I never meant to hurt you. You throw someone into a fire and call it accidental? Classy. So what do you want? I want to know whether she'd throw you under the bus to save herself. She wouldn't dare. Catherine, Haley has something. Maybe not everything, but enough to be dangerous.
Sources claim Haley Carter accepted treatment funds and luxury benefits before turning against Sterling.
They're not betting on whether I have evidence.
If you don't want your past exposed, I can have legal pushback first.
Do you still not get it? They're betting I'll be too ashamed to tell the truth first. Hi, I'm Haley Carter. Yes, I married into the Sterling family under contract. Not because of love, because my mother was critically ill and someone handed me a choice. Take the money, stay quiet, be grateful. That wasn't help. It was leverage. If you think a victim loses the right to speak because she accepted the terms of survival, then you were never on the side of justice.
My father signed something similar. They paid for my sister's treatment if we kept quiet.
You changed the frame.
No, I just gave the shame back to the people it belongs to.
If something happens to me, you make this public.
You're Nora?
These were supposed to be burned.
They lowered the severity grades.
The original says high. The reported version says moderate.
Why did you keep these?
Because I was there that night. I saw the reactions. I saw the records changed. I heard someone say we can't let this database kill the project. Don't trust the hospital. They still have people everywhere.
If she was this scared, then the logs were real enough to make someone move.
This is devastating. Will she testify?
She wants to, but she's terrified.
I'll arrange protection.
Nora! Stay with me. Look at me.
They know.
Who? Who knows?
The board pressured the organizers. Your speaking credentials have been revoked.
Of course. First records, then data, now people. Am I next?
If they think they can. She's alive, but unstable. If you need a statement, it has to be now.
Nora, I'm here. Tell me.
Trial logs. Hidden by order. Catherine signed off.
Who else?
Vanessa coordinated. Board knew. Family knew.
Access denied. All Carter entries blocked. Next, we move to Investor Risk Outlook.
They don't just want me out. They want me unheard.
Professor Lin.
If you don't go up there today, every young researcher after you will remember that truth lost to access control.
If Carter appears, cut the live feed.
Contain the narrative.
Mr. Sterling, this is off schedule. My name is Aiden Sterling. Sterling Biotech Air, at least until this morning. I'm here to submit internal files showing record suppression, data manipulation, and institutional coercion tied to our investment chain. Dr. Haley Carter, stage.
Some of you know me as an ex-wife, but I am here as a doctor, a researcher, and the daughter of a patient this system tried to erase. Then let's hear your version from 3 years ago.
Provide treatment funding, arrange the marriage, stabilize the family.
We are initiating an immediate inquiry.
This recording is incomplete and emotionally manipulated.
Then let's add documents. Catherine signed off the clinical decisions.
Vanessa coordinated the settlements and external contacts.
I coordinated what your family approved. We are out. This was not one isolated incident. This was a system. Hospital, biotech, foundation, board, marriage arrangement, every part was designed to make harm look professional.
This includes board-level awareness.
You think this makes you righteous?
No. It just means I'm done being useful to corruption.
You'll regret this.
Sterling executives are under investigation as shares continue to plunge.
Your numbers look stable today.
So do you. Not your body. You.
Our board voted.
I got it.
You didn't just survive the scandal. You defined the field after it.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. Go prepare your new study.
What are you doing here?
Just came from the regulators.
Will you be okay?
I don't know. First honest answer I've given in years. I'm not here to ask for forgiveness or another chance. I just wanted to see you standing where no one can reduce you anymore.
Then you saw it.
Dr. Haley Carter.
I know this looks dramatic.
Rare of you to notice.
The first time I married you, it was because of a contract. The second time I'm here, I'm not trying to drag you back into the past. I'm here because I finally learned the difference between providing for someone and loving them. I learned too late, and I hurt you before I understood what I was doing.
You didn't fail before you understood. You just never looked closely enough until it cost you.
That's true. So I'm not asking you to erase the contract, the divorce, or the years I failed you. I'm asking if one day, when you're ready, you might let me love you in a way that is public, honest, and earned. Okay?
You can court me, but this time, no contract.
No contract.
One more thing. Take me to dinner tonight.
Yes, doctor.